Hey, welcome back all you home cooks out there. Today we're cooking something that's going to sound a lot fancier than it is, fondant potatoes. And even though they sound fancy, this literally couldn't be any easier to make. So buckle up, but before we get started, I want you, to go down and hit those like and subscribe buttons. Please and thank you. Alright, let's roll. First off, let's cut off the ends of some of these russet potatoes to try to make a cylinder that is as even as possible. Then, using either a potato peeler or a paring knife, which is what I used, peel off the skin, and don't worry too much if they come out a little uneven. Also, if you get a bad potato, I hope you handle it better than I did, because honestly, as you can see here, I was a little heartbroken. But bad spud or not, get all those peeled up and let's cut them in half. Now you just want to preheat your oven to 425 and get a cast iron or a heavy bottom skillet onto medium heat and add some olive oil and some butter. You're going to wait for your butter to foam a little bit and your oil to get hot enough, and then you're going to put your potato halves face down in the pan, and we're going to saute those for about 4 to 5 minutes or until they are deep golden brown. Oh, also, almost forgot, don't forget to season both halves of the potato with salt pretty generously before each face of them go down in the pan. It's really important to get these extra golden brown so they stay crispy in the oven, so make sure that they look something like this before you flip them over. Once we flip those over to the other side, we're going to add our thyme and rosemary as well as a pretty generous amount of butter and start basting the potatoes. After another 4 minutes of basting, or until you see the other side start to brown, it's time to turn off the heat and add in chicken broth so that it's about a quarter of the way up the potato. And make sure you do take this off the heat before adding the chicken broth, or you're going to have a pretty big mess on your hands, and we don't want that. But after bringing that chicken stock back up to a simmer, it's time to put that cast iron into your preheated oven, and it's going to bake there for around 20 minutes. Around that 20-minute mark, start checking the potato with a sharp knife, and there really should be no resistance going through the potato. Also, these aren't exact measurements, so if you run out of chicken broth but the potato needs to keep cooking, feel free to add more. Just do it in little increments because it's better to add too little than way too much. Now, with those potatoes done, it's really time to elevate it. See what I did there? But how we're going to do that is we're going to add a dollop of goat cheese onto each potato, and we're going to broil that on high for another 3 to 5 minutes or until that goat cheese is nice and golden brown. And boom, with that, this super fancy sounding dish is done in really no sweat. What you're looking for here is a super soft, super silky inside of the potato. The texture on the inside of these is almost going to mimic that of a mashed potato, but you obviously haven't added anything that you would add in a mashed potato, like butter, cream, or anything like that. And that's kind of the magic of these things. I'm not going to go as far as calling these healthy, but if you are craving a really rich potato dish, these are a great option. And if you're somebody that's turning their nose away from this just because they seem too fancy, or if you're wondering if these are even any good, just ask yourself, how many forms of potato in your life have you really disliked? I'll wait. That's what I thought. So give these things a shot. They're soft, they're buttery, they're flavorful, and they're really fun to make and really easy to make. So if you do find yourself broadening your potato horizon with this video, make sure you like and subscribe, comment how it was, and never forget to elevate it. See you next time.